I've had a lot of requests recently for the chords or tabs for the songs Real Life and Alibis from our album Gutter Anthems, which is a song that we haven't played live as of yet, although we're working on a way. We'd very much like to. And I've written up a big note for Facebook that sort of charts this whole thing out, but I figured it might be easier if I could actually sort of show you visually what I'm playing, because I tend to use a few pretty strange chord shapes when I'm writing, because I'm not really a guitar player, so it's kind of just stuff I've ripped off from bands that I liked over the years. So, first of all, I'm going to walk you through a couple of the weirder chord shapes. Both songs are actually played capo 3, but I don't have a capo, so I'm just going to play them the way that they'd be played if it was just open. So the song is actually in E flat, but I'm playing it in C, and the chord shapes that I wrote in the note are all corresponding to just the way it would be played open. So if you want it to sound right, you'll have to capo up to the 3rd fret. Anyways, some of the weirder chords I use, I mean, most of Real Life is just, you know, C major chord, and then this F shape, which I play, which is with the open E string and the muted top E. So nothing too weird. One of the weirder chords, which I actually think I stole from Radiohead, which is where I stole most of my guitar playing, is a G minor shape that I use, which is actually, here, I'll play it slowly for you. It's G on top, muted A string, and then open, fret 3, or capo 3, fret 3, fret 3, open. So kind of a strange G shape. I use that in Echo of a Whisper. I've used it in a few songs anyways, but I love it. So anyways, that's that G shape. I also let me think. I also play, there's a B flat bar, which I play with 2 fingers because I'm really not a very good guitar player, as you can tell. An F sharp minor shape that I use in the song is, it's sort of, I mean, it's the same as playing the F sharp minor bar chord, but I mute the top string, and then I play and leave the B and E strings ringing, like that. I use that chord a lot. In the second half of the song, in one of the choruses, I hit what I call a C sharp minor chord, but it's just a weird voice because I can't actually do it fast enough. So the voice that I play is fret 4 on the A string, fret 2 on the D string, and then mute that string, and those 2 open. So it's not really a C sharp minor chord, but that's kind of the way it works. Anyways, what else? In Alibis, there's a whole lot of weird stuff. Because most of the song I'm playing the equivalent of bar chords, so like this would be the F sharp major bar chord. But a lot of the song I'm playing this shape, so with the B and E strings hanging open again, which kind of gives it a cool ringing quality. Again, sort of something that I ripped off from a lot of different people, but I use it a lot. All of Echo of a Whisper is written with those chords. There's a number of songs that I've written over the years that kind of incorporate those sorts of chords. So even though I'm writing, you know, F sharp, G, B, C, things like that when I get to Alibis, what I'm actually doing is anyways, that kind of thing. Beyond that, on the very end of Alibis, I wasn't really sure how to write it that would make sense, so what I'm actually doing is hitting the D chord and holding it with the open E, so it's actually a D ninth, and then going to this chord, which I guess is a major 7, D major 7, but it's just kind of a transient chord, like a... So, I'm going to play through the song, but I'm not going to try and sing along with it because I'm sure I'm going to mess it up anyway, even without singing, but follow along, and I'll put the sections of the song up on the screen so you can tell where I am in which song. And I look forward to hearing people play this back. I'd love to see some YouTube covers. I don't know if anybody feels like singing it, but you know, it's always a thrill to see that kind of thing. So cheers, here goes.
Saturday